4,800 meters of wire. That's nearly 5 kilometers of wire going into what is arguably not that big of a house. When I was sent the shopping list of all of the wires to buy, I was definitely surprised. They do things a little bit differently in Italy with regards to electricity. As you saw in a previous video with the maze of tubes that were placed everywhere, and I know you guys had a lot of questions because things are done very differently here. I have a lot of questions myself, and hopefully today, as we install 5 kilometers of wire, everything will be explained. So what we're working on today and over the next couple of days is what I'll call phase 2 of the electrical install. Phase 1 was installing all of the tubes. Phase 2 is now pulling all of the wires. And then phase 3 will be actually hooking everything up and getting it to work. We have to hustle and get all of these wires installed now because very soon, starting Monday, we'll be installing the in-floor heating. So we need to pass all of the wires now to make sure that none of the tubes are damaged. And by passing everything, now we can ensure that we didn't step on a tube and break it or something like that. If we did, then we can add another tube now while there's still a little bit of space left in the floor before we add the in-floor heating, and then there'll be no space left for any wires. I thought I had all the boxes ready for them, but a couple of the thermostat wires need boxes when I didn't think they did. So while they're pulling wires, I'm trying to move ahead of them and make sure everything is prepared and ready for them. Ok, basta? Posso?
Yes. Okay.
Ok, a posto?
Perfetto.
Ah, perché è nero?
Ma solo per tenerlo fermo adesso,
Okay.
così almeno non ci scappa.
Okay. So this is a very different system than I'm used to, but the ability to pass wires after you've poured the concrete floor is fascinating to me, and I'm warming up to the idea. We're right now running a line from the light switch up to the light, and that line goes through this wall, underground, under about 6 inches of concrete, up through this wall and into the ceiling, and it's very simple to pass wires after the fact. Ok, giallo verde, marrone e nero?
È blu.
È blu.
Perché questo porta la corrente, questo ritorna dalla
sì,
luce,
sì.
questa è la terra
Ok.
e questa è la fase.
Va bene.
Stop.
Ok, a posto così. Più o a posto così?
Se riesci un pochino di più. Non viene?
Sì, 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 un po'
Piano?
più.
Vai.
Ok, basta?
Fammi vedere.
Sì, a posto?
Perfetto.
C'è?
Quasi.
Ok, basta? Okay, basta. So hopefully this is starting to make a little bit more sense. In Italy and possibly the rest of Europe, I'm not really sure, they love using these junction boxes because they have so many tubes and so many wires that they will have up to as many as one of these boxes per room. And then later on, it'll be covered over in a white piece of plastic that you can paint the same color as the wall. But all of the tubes and wires run to this central point in order to wire things up and then run a smaller amount of wires back to the main breaker box so that you're not running everything to the main panel. Because code is a lot more strict here in Italy than, say, in America in terms of what you can do with wiring, you're not allowed to string multiple outlets off of the same wire. So if I was wiring this in America, we would wire one wire to the bathroom and then kind of daisy chain everything together. No, here you have to have every single outlet that needs its own dedicated line running back. And I've even seen them do in a single outlet have 2 wires in order to have 2 different plugs separated on different lines. It's all very strange and bizarre to me, but it's fun to learn a new skill. Safety is honorable.
Un percorso quello lì, una reglata, fare così, io metto dentro il nero che fa il cavolotto.
Ok, basta.
Fermo, portami qua il nero, il blu. Fai la misura adesso che arriva sopra, bravo.
Go, come on, go. So allow me to take a brief minute to thank today's video sponsor, Woodworkers Guild of America. The Woodworkers Guild of America is your go-to online resource for woodworking instructional videos, ideas, and information. It's a community where passionate woodworkers come together to learn, express their creativity, and master their craft. There are countless instructional videos on wood turning, lathing, joinery, cabinet making, tool techniques, and more. And all of these videos are designed for beginner woodworkers as well as professionals. I've personally been enjoying the instructional video content on cabinetry as I'm kind of in the beginning phase of planning out our kitchen. I do plan on making all of our kitchen cabinets myself. And while I do have a little bit of woodworking experience, watching these instructional videos has exposed me to other methods of joining cabinetry. It's really making me really excited for the process. The website is just full of high quality instructional videos in every aspect of woodworking, and you can even connect with fellow woodworkers to ask questions and get ideas. And right now, the first 1,000 people who join using the link in the description below will get a full year of premium membership to the Woodworkers Guild of America for $1.49 for the entire year. That's a massive library of information for less than $1.50. So if you're interested, scan the QR code on screen or check out the link in the description below. And thank you so much to the Woodworkers Guild of America for sponsoring today's video.
Fermo. Devi tirarlo fuori giusto per le giunte.
In order to eliminate as many of the wires running down the stone walls as possible, we are passing all of our ceiling lighting through to the second floor over to the bathroom where that big junction box is. Ancora!
Adesso lo tolgo. È uscito?
No.
Allora fa vedere.
Dove? Arrivato?
Bravo!
Tira. Tira Giovi.
So we're just beginning day 2 of pulling all of the wires, and we're making very good progress. And I'm really settling into this process, the Italian way of doing things with electricity. At first I was a little hesitant, but I've fully realized the benefit of this system. And while it is a little bit different, it is actually kind of fun to pull all the wires this way. So here's the result of running all of these wires. Sorry, it's dark in here right now. All of this huge mess of wires we'll have to deal with at a later date. Labeling is not something they do. You just kind of come in and test the wires to figure out what goes where, and then eventually we will hook all of these wires up. That's not the only box that looks like that. We have another box here in the bedroom that looks like that, another one in the kitchen, another one in the living room, and then of course the main electrical box in the utility room. So if you look close inside of this junction box, these large wires run all the way back 20 meters to the utility room to my left, and then they run up here, up into the bathroom where it's distributed to the rest of the house upstairs.
Buono.
We have a handful of light switches that have exposed wiring. We're gonna be using this kind of old school wiring here. You can take a look at it there. This braided wiring that we're using is for the light switches that are on the exposed stone walls, as well as for the ceiling lights. So anywhere where we have exposed light switches like this one right here, it's gonna have this old braided cable, which will look really nice. But then we run that cable back to the junction box and we convert it back to a regular wire in order to run that regular wire back to the electrical panel. Can we talk about why you're obsessed with this house? Why are you always here? Please don't go inside again. Can you go back to your house? Today we're working on the very last room for the pointing, and man, it's been a long road getting here, but the entire house is finished except for the office. Just gotta push through and finish strong. Maestro Carlo is fixing some stonework here.
Very good.
He's got a piece of wood that is nailed into the ceiling here in order to hold the stone in so it doesn't fall out while it's drying. It's a pretty innovative technique that I like that. As I've mentioned before, it's not just the pointing work, it's also the stone fixing work. It's all of the holes that are left from broken stones or improper cement being rendered over top of things. So it's a lot of work to go back first to fix all of the stoneworks before we can go back and point properly.
Sei visto?
No. No one saw that.
Sei visto?
No. Molto bello.
Molto good.
Molto good.
Così?
Sì.
Good.
Molto good.
Guarda da lontano. Va bene, ok.
Caffè è pronto, ma mi dispiace, oggi non c'è zucchero.
Fa niente, meglio dietro.
Mangia.
Grazie. Non c'è il mirtillo oggi, eh?
Ah?
Non c'è il mirtillo.
Non c'è? Molto male. So someone in the last, let's say 20 years has done some repair work to this fireplace, and they unfortunately left 2 large stones cut with a saw rather than hand chiseled. Does not match the original stonework. You can tell that all of these stones are original, all of these stones are original, but they've added this stone right here. Unfortunately, it just has all of the exposed saw marks. No idea why they would have done that or when it was done, but it's clear only the top stones were replaced through some repair work. And we're trying now to remove them or chisel them in place to have the original hand chiseled look, which to be honest is a little nerve-wracking because if they break, they're really difficult to get out. We thought about removing the entire wood lintel over the fireplace, but it just is too stuck on and not worth attempting. This is before, this is after.